I think that this is recording. I'm going to be going over a little stretching lecture today. I'm Chloe. I'm the Health and Wellness Intern at the Enright Center. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to share my screen. Start at the beginning. Awesome. Okay, yeah, so this is stretching. First of all, why is stretching so important? Because we talk about it all the time, right? First of all, it helps keep your muscles long and flexible. So, if I'm stretching every day, then I'm going to keep my muscles flexible and I'm going to be able to keep doing the things I like to do. It also helps your joints have a full range of motion. So if I'm constantly stretching my leg, you can't see me very well, but if I'm bringing it forward, stretching on the ground, or bringing it back, I'm going to be moving that hip joint around, keeping that mobility in my hip. It also helps you prevent injuries. If you're more flexible, you tend to be more skilled with your balance as well, less likely to fall. It also improves your posture. So think about your chest. Chest muscles often tend to be really tight. So when you're stretching your chest, you're opening your chest up, pulling your shoulders back, and you end up having better posture. And of course, it also decreases muscle pain and stiffness. This is a great one to think about with the back. If you're stretching out your back a lot, then you're going to be able to get rid of some of that back pain. That's very usual. So going over some guidelines for stretching, these are all from the ACSM, the American College of Sports Medicine. So the senior population is recommended to stretch all major muscle groups 2 to 3 times per week. And don't worry, we'll go over all the major muscles here in a little bit. And you're supposed to hold each stretch for 30 to 60 seconds. So why do you want to hold it for 30 seconds? Your muscle and your brain are sending little messages towards each other. And before that 30-second mark, your muscle doesn't fully want to relax. It thinks that something might still happen and that it's going to have to stiffen with that muscle. But then finally, the muscle and the brain realize that you're stretching it. So the brain sends a signal that you can relax that muscle and it finally starts to stretch and loosen out. That's why if you're doing a stretch for a little while and you notice that, after a little bit, you're able to go a little bit further, that's why. So you want to hold to the point of tightness or slight discomfort, but not pain. And then finally, you don't want to stretch or bounce while you're stretching. So back. If I am going to bend down, I don't want to do this, but I just want to bend down and hold that and stretch back up my thighs. Okay, sorry, I'm going to be moving around a little bit while we're doing this. All right, so let's go through each of the major muscles. We're going to start at the top of the body and work our way down, okay? So I included a couple stretches for each muscle. For the neck, going each ear over each shoulder. I'm just going to do these quickly. You, in your own time, you can hold these for 30 seconds. I'm looking up and down, okay? Keeping good posture there, pulling back the shoulders, sitting up straight. Then you've got your deltoids or your shoulders. So you can stretch these by bringing your arm across, just like the picture shows. And instead of having your shoulder up close to your ear, you're pulling it down so that your shoulders are level. You would do other side. Okay, moving on. Then you've got your biceps. So 2 options here with whichever you prefer. First up, you can pull your fingers back, palm facing your room, elbow points up. You're gonna feel that right there too. Or for a deeper stretch, I'm gonna turn this camera, I'm gonna come over to the side wall. What I'm doing is placing my palm on the wall next to me and reaching back. So then you're feeling that stretch in your bicep, in your chest, your arm. Feels really, really good. But If you don't have a lot of shoulder mobility, if it's hard to reach behind you, that might hurt your shoulders, and therefore it might be easier to do that one. I feel like I just need to do both sides so my body doesn't feel weird after this. All right, next up, we've got the triceps. So again, if you are having issues with shoulder mobility, doing this again, we just did it with shoulders. A lot of these stretches are going to be a 2-for-1. So I'm just showing pictures for each so that you know that, okay, this stretches your shoulder, but also your tricep. Feeling that here and here, this is your tricep. If you are feeling good in your shoulders and you want to reach your arm up, bend your elbow, place your palm at the base of your neck, then that is a super awesome tricep stretch. On the other side, you see, I am pulling my elbow back, lifting up my chin, chest is open, awesome. Then we've got rhomboids or upper back. So that is this muscle right there, okay? So you can do this on the floor, doing a little cat-cow. If you're familiar with yoga, you can also do it in your chair. So placing your hands on your knees, trying to show you, and then rounding your back, bringing your chin towards your chest. Feels super, super awesome. You see the guy in the picture on the right, he's got his hands extended out, clasped. You can also bring the backs of your hands together and round out there. I like my hands on my knees more though. Cool. Again, I'm just flying through these so that you kind of get a brief description on all of them. But after you learn this, then you can do it on your own and hold for a bit longer. All right, so next up, the pectoralis major. That's your chest muscle. I'm giving the proper name and the common name for each. So again, that wall stretch that we did before, that is stretching your bicep, your shoulder, and your chest. Our very loud air conditioning just kicked in, so sorry about that. But what you can also do though is extend your arms out to the side, lean back against your chair, and look up. We do this, I think, every time balance class. Great. Okay, and then you've got the abdominals again. So when we did that cat-cow just before, traditionally in a cat-cow, round through the back, and then you rock your pelvis forward, curve your spine like it's going like that kind of shape. Open your chest up, look up towards the ceiling, pull the shoulders back, and that's going to stretch out your abs. So you can do that sitting on a chair or on the floor. Okay. Then you have your erector spinae. That is your lower back. So if I turn around, that's my muscles right here, right along your spine on either side. All right. So 2 choices again here. Let's tilt my camera again. Sorry, I'm moving all over the place, but it's the best way for you to see. All right. So you can bend down, bring your head close to your knees, relax your neck. Feel that deep stretch in your back. Great. Or you can come to child's pose, which is the picture there on the left. So she's got her toes together, knees are as wide as her mat, so they're about 12 inches apart from each other, and hands are extended out. That is going to feel so super awesome on your lower back if you want to try that one out. And then you've got your latissimus dorsi. I call it, people call it lats. It's your side back. So it connects to your shoulder and wraps around right there. That muscle all right there. Cool. So you'll reach up and tilt to the side. If you want a little bit deeper of a stretch, go ahead and look up. And then you would do the other side. Still trying to keep your back long and straight. Awesome. Cool. Then you've got your quadriceps. those are the front of your thighs. So again, in balance class, we always do it like this. We sit on the side of our chair, one leg comes forward and the other extends back. You'll feel that this hip and your hip flexor right here. And then we repeat on the other side. Now, there's two other ways that you can also do this. I'm trying to adjust my camera for you. So you can also, can't see my face, that's okay. Sorry. So you can also grab your ankle or your pant leg. That'll give you a good stretch there as well. Making sure that your knees aren't coming apart but are close together. Or you can kind of do what we were just doing seated, placing one leg in front, one leg behind. Front leg is going to bend, and then you push those hips forward. I go back here, just like so. So again, several options there. Then you have your hamstrings, that's the back of your thigh. So we always do it like this in balance, where we reach one leg forward and hinge over. So I'm bending at my back here, okay? So or bending at my hips. So my leg is in front of me. I'm bending right here to reach forward. I'm not curving my back and reaching down. Okay, awesome. And then you can also do that same stretch standing. So if I come back here, now you should be able to see me. Step one foot forward, heel on the ground. Push your hips back this time. Other knee is bent, and then reach down. Picture shows it pretty good too. Okay, then you've got your inner thighs. Those are your adductors. They're called adductors because they add your thigh to your body. Okay, so if think of this is I've got leg or arm adductors too. So if my arm is out, my adductor brings it in. Okay, I'm adding my arm to my body. Same thing with the legs. So you can do a side lunge stretch. That's gonna look just like that. She's doing it in the picture. And it'll also feel good if you bring one ankle over the other knee and push that opposite knee down. Okay, this is going to be tricky if you don't have a lot of hip mobility. So if that's too much, then you can do that side lunge either standing or seated. All right, then you have your abductors. Those are your outer thighs. So we just did adductors. Abductors abduct. They take your leg away from your body. So just like same with my arm, my abductor, it's taking my arm away from my body. Maybe that'll make sense. Maybe it won't. Either way, you'll get a good stretch no matter what. So you will bring. So I'm going to bring my one of my ankles over to meet my other knee on the outside, and holding on to the top knee, then getting a deep stretch right along here. Okay. Almost finishing it up here. Then you have your gastrocnemius or your calves. That is your muscle. Oh, man. Need more space. That's your muscle right here. All right, so you can come against a wall and let's see if you'll be able to see this. Put your foot against the wall like that to get a stretch, or you can sit in the chair and do that hamstring stretch that we just did a little bit ago. So that hamstring stretch, like I said, it stretches the hamstrings. If you bring your toes up towards the ceiling, then that's gonna help it also stretch through the calves. All right, so that's the full body, all the stretches. I know I kind of flew through that. You can go and look back through those slides, pause the video if you'd like. If you want, you can email me or anyone else at the Enright Center, and we can try to send you a copy of the PowerPoint, okay? So I want to go over quickly how to care for overstretched muscles, because unfortunately it is possible to do that. That's why you don't want to hold a stretch longer than 30 seconds. You don't want to bounce, and you don't want to hold to the point of pain. Those all could contribute to overstretched muscle. So if you do notice that you overstretched your muscle, it just feels like really, really sore, just wrong, then you want to do the Rice method. So rest your muscle, ice the muscle, compress the muscle. So for example, taking an ACE bandage and wrapping it around that muscle, and then finally elevating it. So if, placing it on a pillow up higher, those are all things that you can do to care for those muscles. And that is it. I'm going to stop my share. Cool. That is it for that stretching lecture. If you have any questions at all, please reach out. Again, I'm Chloe, and yeah, that's all. I hope that this was helpful. Bye.